This is a Guide Your Light network production, creating podcasts with purpose. Welcome to the Things You Can't Unhear podcast. I'm your host, Maritza Barone. Get ready to hear moments that will help you to see the world differently and inspire you to become the happiest, healthiest, and kindest version of you. Welcome to Things You Can't Unhear. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is that you are playing this episode. I am recording this one on the go, actually. I'm just about to head over to my exercise Pilates class, and I'm taking a minute just watching the waves crash, actually, on the beach in Mooloolaba, where I live in Queensland, Australia. And I've just had a couple of conversations over the last couple of weeks with some parenting experts and parents and also some teens who are a bit nervous about the impending social media ban that is coming up on the 10th of December in Australia, which means no children under the age of 16 years old will be able to access social media. So that means Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, and other apps are all gone overnight. Now, recently, so my kids are in this age bracket, between the 13 to 16 age bracket. And I know them and a lot of their friends are feeling very unsettled because I know a lot of their connections and conversations are made through these apps. So on one hand of it, I'm watching from the sidelines going, oh, I sort of feel bad for these kids because this is how they communicate and they're used to it, and they've been on these apps for some time now, and that's how they communicate with their friends. And then on the other hand, I'm like, as mum, thinking, oh, maybe this is going to be good, and maybe this will get them off their phones a little bit, and that's probably going to be a good thing. But I think everyone sits a little bit differently on this. I think this is definitely the age bracket that's hit the worst. There's the younger kids who've never had social media and they're going to be absolutely fine. I think it's a great thing for that. But this is definitely that 13 to 16-year-old age bracket is a conversation that I think is worth having, because these kids have sort of copped it through COVID as well. And so now this is the second thing. And, even speaking to a 14-year-old boy the other day, he'd had enough. He's like, oh, they're taking everything away from us. They're banning e-bikes. They're taking away social media. Now I can't even fish in certain public places. And he'd felt hard done by. And this is another cog in the wheel. They're feeling nervous about it. And it's a transition time. We need to discuss, we need to consider it and why they use it. And so I've said to my daughters, get phone numbers of anyone that you chat to if you don't already have them, and you can stay in contact with them that way. I'm like, Mum, it doesn't actually work like that. You don't just call or text anyone. You have different types of relationships on social media. And I get that. I'm on social media. I have chats with people on Instagram that I wouldn't necessarily call or text. So I totally get that. So I'm always all about putting ourselves in their shoes, and I know there's going to be adjustment periods. So I'm chatting to the kids and we're just sort of seeing how it's all going to roll out over the next week or so. Should be very interesting to see what these apps are actually going to do and how these things are policed and monitored. But side note that I wanted to bring up, one parenting expert that I spoke to shared a concern that they had, which I don't think they were prepared to say publicly at this stage, but they said that maybe there's more at play here than just a social media ban at a higher level. And maybe we're all just looking in the wrong direction. Maybe this could be a bit of a distraction, but we're looking in the wrong direction. And they said that maybe we should be looking more into the direction of what's happening with AI and our kids than this. Because this parenting expert said that they're seeing so many cases of kids turning to ChatGPT or other chatbots for advice, guidance, and someone to talk to when they're going through a tough time. And they said this is becoming pretty terrifying to think about, because the lack of human connection that this is causing when it really matters is what's falling through the cracks. And talking to a bot about your serious psychological concerns, I think, is a bit scary too, especially when no parent or adult knows about what this child is going through. So maybe this is something that we need to keep our eyes on as well. Being a teenager isn't the easiest time. We all know that. I would not want to go back to being a teenager by any means. So I feel like we collectively need to look out for the kids in this age bracket, keep them connected physically, emotionally, and be witness to how this new world looks once it's rolled out over the next couple of weeks. I think it's going to completely continue to evolve. And the popcorn's out, waiting to see what is happening. But I know as a mum that I will definitely be keeping my eyes on my kids and keeping the conversations going. I want to know, what do you think about this ban? How are your kids feeling about it, and how are you supporting them? Do you not care at all? Do you think it's fantastic? You can't wait to see kids off their phones more? Or are you feeling a little bit sad for them as well? Or you're in between, a bit like me? I'd love to hear what your thoughts and takes are on this, and also about how your kids are using AI as well. As always, thank you for listening to this conversation on the Things You Can't Unhear podcast. Come and join me on Instagram and let's keep the conversation going. All the links are in the show notes. And just so you know, just for you, I have a world-leading parenting expert coming up on the Things You Can't Unhear podcast in a couple of weeks' time. So keep your ears and eyes peeled for that. As always, be happy, be healthy, be conscious, and be kind. Thanks for listening to the show. What did you think? And what did you feel? Let us know by leaving me a message on the Things You Can't Unhear Instagram community page. And if you can, give us some ratings love on your favourite listening platform.